Hi, I'm Paul Rudd. I'm here in Vienna, and thank you for seeing IMMER Ärger mit 40? 40.
What do you think? Why is 40 such a landmark in some people's lives?
Well, it does seem to be an age where it just sounds different. It feels different. It was kind of arbitrary for this movie. Really, it was more Judd Apatow wanted to have this movie where all of a sudden these people need to check in and try and change their life because they're really checking in to see how good it is. And 40 seemed like that would make sense. You do this at 40, and then these characters are both turning 40 in the same week. But it does, I never really thought about it. And then when I turned 40, I would sit around and go, oh my God, I'm 40. Just 40. Sounds older. But it doesn't sound old to somebody who's 50. If you live a healthy, long life, it does seem like 40, that's kind of the middle. That's middle age. That's full on middle age. There's nothing like, I don't know, teenage and young, and it seems like you can't make the same mistakes at 40 that you're totally expected to make in your 20s. But I don't know, you live your life and everything. Like I remember, it's like, oh, everything's ahead of me. Like, I wonder who I'm going to get married to. I wonder what my kids will be like. I wonder what my job's going to be. Everything when you're in school, you're thinking about all this stuff. And then when you're 40, it's like, all of a sudden it's like, well, yeah, I know all those, I have all those answers now. And it's kind of depressing. Not the answers, but just like that you think like, well, then what else? What's the next thing to look forward to? I've heard this from several people. They say, you shouldn't worry because 40 is the new 30. But then I started thinking, who says that? 40-year-olds. When was the last time you heard a 30-year-old say, yeah, 40 is the new 30? Maybe because 30 wants to be the new 20. The way that we make the movies, the way we shoot these things is special. It's different than other movies that I've worked on because of his style. And that is, he lets all of us improvise. He really kind of opens it up. And when you work on one of his movies, you feel like you're contributing in a way that maybe I don't know. I don't feel like on other things where I'm just standing on the mark on the tape and I'm saying the line that's written. We're really kind of coming up with it as a group, and that's gratifying. That doesn't always happen. I know that with each film that he's doing, he's really trying to expand his horizons and grow as a filmmaker, and he doesn't just want to do just silly. I think the filmmakers that he really tries to emulate or admire are people like James Brooks and Cameron Crowe and some of the other directors that do have that mix of comedy and drama. I like that.
The scene where you describe to each other how you would kill each other, is that something that you can relate to in your own relationships?
When we got together, we talked about making this for a couple of years before we ever wrote it or started shooting it. And I remember saying to Judd, a lot of our own stuff goes into these things, and I remember Judd is quick to point out that the whole idea about sitting around imagining how your spouse might die and fantasizing about it came from me. And I don't wish that at all, but I do think it's not an uncommon thing to sit and kind of think it through, and then you feel horrible and terrible, but I think it's kind of real. I know my wife has thought about me dying many times.